Last night I went to Costco for our big monthly grocery shopping trip for our family of 12. So today in this video I'm going to show you several different components. I'm going to show you what's behind me on the table. That is the pantry items that I bought. I'm going to take you out to our barn where I have our big lineup of freezers and a refrigerator, and I'm going to show you all of the refrigerated and frozen items that I bought, and also everything else that I have stored in there. We live on a small homestead. We raise our own meat and milk and eggs, and so there's a lot more to our groceries for the month than what you see at a Costco trip. So I'm going to take you through and I'm going to show you all of those things. Then I will take you to my overflow pantry, which is also a building outside, and I'm going to show you what is in there. Costco is not the only big trip that I'm doing this month. I am also getting a large order from Azure Standard, which will come in about 2 weeks. And so those two things will round out our groceries for the next 4 weeks. Groceries are getting more and more expensive, I'm sure you know, and so more and more these days I am making my own foods, and so you're not going to see a lot of processed or prepackaged foods on this grocery haul because it's just cost too much. So what I have here in the front is our fruit. Now this probably will not last us 4 weeks. I will sometimes go to a local store and get some extra fruit about the 3rd week of the month. But what I have here today is I got 12 bags of apples. These are 3-pound bags. And 3 bags of oranges. These are 8-pound bags. And I have 10 bunches of bananas. Am I right about that, Elsie? Was that 10 or 12? I think it was 10. A lot of these, as you can see, they obviously won't last 3 weeks because, you know, they're just going to get ripe so quickly. And so we will eat some fresh right away, but then we will peel them all and put them in the freezer. We really enjoy bananas in smoothies, and so they will be put away for that. Now we're going to be doing some extra entertaining this month. We're back into the springtime entertaining season. So I bought a few extra bags of chips than we would consume as a family. So I have 5 bags of the organic tortilla chips and 5 bags of the potato chips. This is our favorite potato chip from Costco. It's that Himalayan salt potato chip. So good. Also, in light of entertaining season, I stocked up on all of our disposables. So I have one of their big packages each of the dinner plates, the smaller like dessert plates, and the little bowls. We actually are having our spring festival at the end of this month, and so a lot of that will be used for that spring festival. We usually have, I don't know, maybe 120 or 130 people, something like that, coming through. It's like an open house. And also we have a family of 13, I think they're 13, coming to visit us tonight, and so we will again use some of that, these disposable items tonight. I stocked up on another toilet paper. That lasts us a while. That's a big Costco size. Love it. And then, okay, so back here, I only have 2 bags of all-purpose flour, and this is because I'm getting another 50-pound bag from Azure Standard. I really enjoyed their flour the last time I got it. 2 bags of sweet potatoes, a 3-pack of ketchup, 2 maple syrups, 3 of the 2 packs of lemon juice. So in addition to using this to make lemonade for our family, I call it, which we use stevia and this lemon concentrate. I'll throw vitamin C in there sometimes for a boost, or herbal teas. But in addition to that, I have joined Jason that every morning we are starting with lemon in warm water as first thing in the morning, just to alkalinize and flush our system right away in the morning. And so I got extra lemon juice, so we had plenty on hand. I have 5 bags of the sun-dried dates. This is a snack that my kids love, and they would eat them so fast. So we say, okay, we'll pull out just like 1 bag a week or something, make it last, and it does. Okay, I got another 10 pounds of cane sugar, 1 box of tomato sauce, and 2 of the Costco honey. So last month after my grocery haul video, there was a lot of discussion in the comments about honey, because I had told you guys how I preferred getting the honey from Azure Standard, you know, anyway, there's just a lot of discussion. People sent me messages saying local honey is best. I do know that. Someone showed me a place where I think it was an Amish family sold honey, but it turned out to be 4 hours away from us, so I'm not quite committed to making an 8-hour round trip for getting honey. We talked about, you know, the lack of quality of this honey and how it's worth the money to buy better honey because it's almost like a nutritional supplement, and I agree 100% with all of these. Also, it was recommended that we raise our own bees. And okay, so in light of all of this discussion, because I received many messages, I want to say that yes, we are raising our own bees. We are trying anyway. We haven't gotten any honey from them yet, but we did a hive inspection. We had 3 hives. We went into the winter with 3 hives. 2 were pretty weak. They were swarms that we had caught last year, and they didn't have a lot of resources, and sure enough, they didn't make it through the winter. 1 hive has survived. So this is the beginning, right, of our own honey. 1 hive has survived. Also, I did some price checking because Costco, you know, their prices had kept going up for their honey. So I did some price checking on the different honeys because they now have the Midwest raw honey, they call it, and they have this, which is their cheapest honey. And then I was getting honey from Azure Standard in big 12-pound barrels, buckets, what do you call it? Containers. So surprisingly, the Azure Standard honey is not that much more than the cheapo Costco honey. So I was really glad to finally take the time to sit down and do that ounce per ounce comparison. So we do go through about, I think, maybe 20 pounds of honey a month when I use it for all of our baking and, you know, yogurts and teas and all of those things that I make, making bread. When I use honey for all of that, I think we go through about 20 pounds a month is my estimate. And so I got 2 of these to hold me over because I have 2 weeks left till Azure Standard comes and no honey. But I am getting 2 of the 12-pound containers of honey from Azure, and it's not necessarily local to our area. Okay, so that's a disadvantage, but it is a very quality raw honey, and that's just the best that I can do right now. I'm about to take you outside, but I just realized I didn't show you this bag of plums. 1 little bag of plums made in our cart. At the very end of the video, for those of you who are interested, I will go through and show you my meal plan for the month. I have it all written out, and I will share that with you then. Okay, this is future me popping in to tell you something that I forgot to share. I was editing this video and realized 2 things. First of all, I bought 2 laundry detergents on that order, and they got left in the van, and I totally forgot to tell you about them. But also, I wanted to share with you the winner of this month's Shepherd's Crook coffee giveaway. So Shepherd's Crook is a company owned by our friends Greg and Laura, and it is fantastic coffee. I'm sure you've heard us talk about it a lot. It's the only coffee that I can really drink regularly and still feel good. I guess it's the way that it's made. If you go on their website, you can see all about that, but it's very high quality coffee, and they like to do giveaways for you guys, just for fun. And so this month's giveaway goes to Darlene Simpkins. So I just pulled a random commenter off of the video where we shared about the giveaway. So Darlene, please send me an email. It's jkreke@gmail.com. And just send me your address and I'll get it onto them and they can send you your bag of coffee. So if you didn't win, what can you do? Well, if you have never ordered from Shepherd's Crook Coffee before, they are so generous to give a 25% off coupon code. It's a one-time use code, and it is just, you can go to Shepherd's Crook Coffee, and it is kray-key 25 is the code. And if you've already placed orders with them before, there's always a code for 10% off. It's kray-key 10, and you can use that again and again. And of course, they have monthly subscriptions that give their coffee at a great discount. So if it's something that you want to do regularly, you can sign up for a subscription. That's what we have. We love it. We get our bag of coffee in the mail every month. So I have a big garden planted, lots of things in the ground, so hopefully that produce will be coming out. Maybe a month from now we can start really harvesting our greens and things. We get somewhere around 3 dozen eggs a day from our chickens, and we also get about 1.5 gallons of milk from our Jersey cow. We still calf share, so Miss Daisy gets the rest of the milk. Good morning, April. So this is our lineup in the barn. We have 3 freezers and then 1 side-by-side refrigerator freezer. I have our freezers organized by the type of meat. And so this is the beef and venison freezer. Let's see if I can get this open. Oh, there we go. We butchered a cow a few weeks ago, and so there's no venison in here right now, but it's just all beef. And this is a very huge freezer. This is the biggest one that I have. And so this was the first time that we did it completely ourselves, from every bit of it, from start to finish. I was the packager for the most part, and kids helped with cutting and grinding. It was a family affair. It took us several days, but we have a lot of beef to show for it. This is the chicken and rabbit freezer. So this is a smaller freezer, and we, depending on butchering dates, these freezers are really full or getting empty. So this is the state of the freezer right now. This middle freezer here that I'm about to show you has all of our miscellaneous items. So that's everything that we got from Costco. And then it also has pork in it. So it's another large freezer, but typically we do our pigs in smaller batches, and so we don't have as much as, let's say, when we do an entire cow. Also, we have this refrigerator, which I will show you, that has our overflow refrigerated items. And the freezer that's next to it is actually for dog food. Whenever we butcher, anything that can be used for feeding our dogs is packaged and put into that freezer. That way they are also getting more of a whole foods diet than just dog food. I would love to be able to get them completely off of dog food and all onto whole foods, but I'm just not able to do that right now. Okay, so here's that middle freezer. And Samuel, would you give me a hand? We'll show them. We have a little blueberry leak, it looks like. We'll show them what we got from Costco. We have 4 bags of blueberries. These are, no, 5. Did I get 5 or 4, Samuel? 4 bags. Okay. 4 bags of blueberries. These are primarily for smoothies, sometimes yogurt. Every once in a while I'll make blueberry muffins, but not typically. 2 bags of the organic mixed vegetables, 3 bags of the green beans. Look at that new label. They changed things up from last month. What's left of our pork is underneath. We're actually butchering pigs tomorrow, and so then this will get filled back up again. Here in our refrigerator, we put the things that I got from Costco last night. So that's 4 tubs of yogurt, 3 big bags of carrots, 2 spring mix. They did not have any of the romaine hearts. I like to get those because they last a long time, but they had none. Very soon, we have our lettuce in the garden is probably about 2 inches high, so it won't be long before I can start picking that. Then I got 1 potato salad. This is for entertaining. And 8 boxes of butter. I already had 8 left over from last time, so I didn't have to buy as much. I actually did not get any diapers. I am in need of diapers, but I'm going to have to get them from Amazon because I just ran out of physical space in my cart. I only had the girls with me yesterday. I wasn't thinking of how much dog food I needed, and I should have brought more help. And so we could only push, what we could push. And so I will order diapers from Amazon. I actually think they're about the same price, so I probably should do that anyway because it's less that I have to load myself. So in addition to what you saw here today, we've got a lot of dog food. We have puppies that will be going to homes starting in about 2 weeks, but they're still eating a lot. And so we've got 6 bags of puppy food, 5 bags of puppy food, 2 bags of adult dog food, and a big bag of cat food. Everybody's ready to be let out for the day. Did I tell you guys we're also getting turkey eggs? Isn't that cool? Let's take a look inside of our food storage room. This is where I store all of the food that I slowly stock up. So there's 2 ways to create a food storage system. One is to spend a lot of money and do it all at once and do a really big restock. This might be something that you could do during your tax return time or something like that. But another way is to just buy an extra 1 or 2 items of each thing that you buy each month and slowly add that to your shelves so that over the course of time you have items stored up for emergency. This has actually already blessed us in several circumstances. There have been times in the past where we had a sudden job loss situation or something like that, where we put a freeze on spending money, and so we were able to then eat out of the things that we have stored. There have been times where we've unexpectedly had extra guests stay with us for an extended period of time, and I knew that we had plenty of food to feed them with. There have been times where we lost power or we had bad weather here in Missouri and I didn't want to have to go to the store. No problem, I have food on hand. So buying 1 or 2 extra items when you're able to is something that I recommend. I also do a lot of stock up with Azure Standard because you can buy things in 25 or 50 pounds quantities. I use buckets like these to store the items in. So this one's really low right now because this is one of the things that I'm getting from Azure. This month, this is my oats bucket. They sell these Gamma lids, which make it so easy. These lids just unscrew and they fit onto any 5-gallon standard bucket. So you don't have to buy a fancy bucket. You can just get any bucket, maybe from your local bakery. Sometimes they get icings. That's where I got a lot of mine. They'll get icing in big buckets like this, and they'll either give them away or just charge a small fee for them. Then you can snap this lid on the top and ta-da! It's very easy to get into. So while I'm talking about Azure, let me just give you an overview. I'm going to pull this email up and I'll just give you an overview in general of what some of the big items are that I'm getting from them this month. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of little things, which I will show you when the order actually comes, but some of the big items that I'm getting that you didn't see on this grocery haul are cheese. I'm getting 10 pounds of cheese for them. I'm getting their frozen corn, 50-pound bag of flour like I told you about. I'm getting the honey, I told you about that, and also the oats, cacao powder, and one thing that I'm getting from them is a big 50-pound box of organic potatoes. So then, you know, the rest of the things I'll show you when the order actually comes. But that will help to fill in the gaps that I had from my Costco trip and give us a good amount of food to make for the next 4 weeks. I also have our dehydrator here in our storage house, and it's actually running right now and making teas. So making your own tea is so easy to do. Right now we have some dead nettle, which is most people think of it as a weed. It grows in your yard, so as long as you're not spraying any chemicals or pesticides wherever that is growing, you can pick it and dehydrate it to make tea. We also have some violet flowers in there that will add a lot of color as well as nutrients. We have used that dehydrator so much. We've made banana chips. That's another use for our bananas. We've made jerky in it. If you spread applesauce or any type of pureed fruit on the trays, you can make fruit leather. That's so healthy and easy. It is a lifesaver, and the dehydrator was not very expensive. You know, when you try something new, a new appliance, because it's been a year that I've had this, you're always a little unsure if it's not a name brand that you recognize, but this thing has been a trooper. For our big family, it had just keep putting things out, and it didn't cost much, so I will put a link. Last year, they had given me a coupon code for 10% off. I'm going to put that there too in my description box below this video. Try it out, see if it still works. It is worth the investment. I am so excited for gardening season to start up again because you see all these empty jars. We have eaten most of what I canned last year. So I've continued to can chicken broth because that's something, bone broth, that I can continue to make. In fact, I have another pot in the house waiting to be canned right now. Still have a few jars of my jam left, some corn relish, beans you can see back there. That's another thing that I can can anytime. And then we still have a few pickled items, just okra and green beans. All of the actual cucumber pickles are gone, so we can't wait to make those again. You ready for your mama? Mm. All right, this is my quick jotted down plan for the month. So as far as breakfast, we do a lot of eggs because we are getting a lot of eggs from our chickens right now. So eggs and fruit, we make these Dutch baby pancakes, which use up a lot of eggs. But then other times I might make like an egg casserole in the oven. I do sourdough something, so I just wrote sourdough there because we'll do bagels or What else do we do? Pancakes. There's just, you know.
Sourdough skillet.
Yep, sometimes we'll even make cinnamon rolls. And then granola, of course. For lunches, we typically will just kind of throw something together. We use a lot of leftovers. But on the weekends, I like to do something a little bit more hearty sometimes. I just jotted down some other ideas. Baked potato bar, calzones, egg salad, bread, tomato soup. These are just ideas, but typically we're a lot more on the fly with lunches. Also, on Sundays, instead of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we do a big brunch together as a family where we just go all out and make it really yummy. And so I won't necessarily need a lunch that day, and then I'll do kind of like a snack in the afternoon. Okay, so for our evening meal, I don't, have 30 different meals, obviously. We just make it multiple times, make it easy. So I have taco salad, sourdough skillet. This is actually a recipe from my friend Lisa at Farmhouse on Boone. You can look that up. I'll do rice with some kind of meat and some vegetables that I stir fry. Meatballs I haven't made many meatballs, but whenever I had Everett, I had a friend who brought us meatballs that we made into meatball sandwiches, and they were so good. So I want to do that this month with some type of salad or something on the side. 4 times of date night. Jason and I try to go together, even if we just go sit in the van and chat once a week, just to connect. And the kids will do the frozen pizzas those nights. So I have beef roast in the freezer, so we'll be doing that a few times. Sloppy joes, pulled pork. This enchilada casserole is new for me. This is with some of the ingredients I'm getting from Azure Standard. Chicken pot pie a couple times, and meatloaf. So our grand total for Costco was $1,004.48. Thanks for watching.